welcome back to the Coach's Couch here at Inspired Coach Podcast. I'm Julie Parker, and it is wonderful to be virtually sitting here on the couch with you. And we have today a really wonderful question that I hope is going to be, I think, really inspiring for you to listen into and get some ideas for yourself around some clues that you might be able to take on board in the development and growth of your own coaching business. And so this inspiration today is coming from a wonderful coach. She is based in the USA. Her name is Megan Johnston. And you can find Megan at meganjohnston.com. That's Megan with a H and Johnston with a T. And on Instagram, you will find Megan under the handle Megan L. Johnston. This is Megan's question for the Coach's Couch today. When you look at the coaches you've trained who've gone on to be the most successful, with the most vibrant, sustainable, and impactful businesses, what are 3 things they have done that have made them so successful? Wow, what a great question, right? Because it's one of those questions where when it's asked, you think to yourself, yeah, I really need to know that. And you might not necessarily have even known that you want to know it or need to know it before then. And so, Megan, thank you so much for this really wonderful question. And I want to start out by saying that I'm actually going to give you 4 things today. I thought about 3. I could give you lots and lots, but there was definitely 3 that came to me really instantly to share. But then there was another one that came in that seemed to fit really well. And so I want to share that one with you as well. Now, it's really important as we begin sitting on the coach's couch today for me to let you know that, of course, what I'm about to share with you is just my subjective opinion and is based on my life and business lens of looking at and seeing these coaches that have trained at the Beautiful You Coaching Academy and are graduates of the Beautiful You Life Coaching course. If you were to ask them what they thought were the measures of success or the things that they've done to contribute to their success as a coach, they may have different things. They may share different things to what I'm about to share with you. I have approached this question thinking about it when I look at our most successful, incredible, as you say, vibrant, sustainable, impactful coaches doing incredible work out there all over the world. I can only look at this from what I see as someone that was their trainer once upon a time and is now, as the founder of this training academy, just out there looking in wonder and awe at the magic that they and so many other coaches are creating. And so they may have different thoughts and opinions. Other people may have different thoughts and opinions too. But this is what I see. This is what I know now over more than 9 years of seeing people graduate from the Beautiful You Life Coaching course and watching them go out there and seeing what it takes to build a successful business in the way that you're asking, Megan. So, the very first thing that I see that has contributed to the success of brilliant coaches is they have shown a clear devotion to their coaching skills. That's the very first one that comes to me. When they were training, They turned up. They were open. They engaged a beginner's mind. They were there for their learning. And from what I can see, once they've graduated and gone out there and are doing their thing, they have continued to invest time, effort, money, energy into their coaching skills and development. Because I think if you're the sort of person that is interested in training to become a life coach, doing a really wonderful course that will help you become one of those is likely only going to be one thing that you do as a starting point or somewhere along your journey of personal and professional and business development and growth. You are likely going to do a number of courses in varying different ways, particularly because we know I feel fairly confident to say that everyone that studies to become a life coach has a passion for personal development in some way. And personal development is a lifelong journey. Learning is a lifelong journey, and the best coaches see it in that way. And so, what I see with incredibly successful coaches is that they were 100% devoted and dedicated to becoming and being the very, very best coach that they can be. And while I know on the surface that may sound like a really simple thing to say, it's actually not. Because with all of the marketing that exists out there and different things competing for our attention, it can be very easy to get caught up in thinking that the most important thing about your coaching business is your brand or your website or what you're doing on social media or your sales funnels or, things like that, okay? Hashtag all the stuff. But what I know for absolute certain is that all of those things will mean very little if someone cannot back them up with very good coaching skills. Because it's when you are a great coach and you hold deep and beautiful space and you ask powerful questions and you have the capacity to help take your clients from where they are to where they want to be, that's when you will start to generate momentum in your business, because people will just naturally begin to talk about you as somebody that they're achieving great things with. And a word of mouth and gentle referral flow can begin for you in that way. So for me, there is nothing more important for a coach in their coaching and in their coaching business than their coaching skills. And time again, I can clearly see that the most successful coaches that have graduated from our course showed up for themselves fully during that training experience and continue to do so and be devoted to their skills as they are now out there coaching in the world as well. Number 2, you asked for 3, Megan, and so I'm going to give you 3. So the second one, and this one is really important. One thing that I see all of the most successful coaches that I have trained, that we have trained as an academy, most definitely have in common is very, very clear to me, is that they have learned to embrace self-promotion. These are coaches that are out there both selling and serving. They are using social media to talk about their business and share their work, and or email newsletters, and or they're going out to events where they're meeting their ideal clients. They are not letting anyone, anything, and especially themselves hold back or dull their light or dampen their spirit or not use their voice. And the magic they know that they can help create for people in their lives in any way. They recognize and understand that unless somebody happens to be extremely financially privileged and can get somebody to manage their PR and their media and sales and selling and promotion and marketing for them, which is no one that I know, they understand that they must do these things themselves, that they are the ones that have to talk about who they are as a coach, the types of services that they offer, how they can genuinely help and support people to draw them towards them, to draw their most ideal and wonderful clients towards them. And this is just so clear and so evident to me. I just see it all the time. I am seeing the faces of different incredible coaches who are graduates of Beautiful You. And I see them on social media, out there doing different things. They're speaking and or they're sharing podcasts that they're on and different things that they're doing. They're showing up. They're showing up and they are excuseless when it comes to promoting themselves. They're not being overly worried or tangled or concerned about how that might be perceived by others, or if they are, because of course I can't necessarily fully know whether they are concerned about those things, they are not letting those concerns get in the way of them actually doing the self-promotion that they need to do. And so that one's clear to me. That is the second thing that I clearly see. The most successful coaches, it's not just happening from putting up a website and then thinking that there's going to be a flood of people come towards you or towards them. They're out there, they're promoting, they are backing themselves in, they're saying yes to opportunities, and they're just going for it. Now, this then feeds me into my third point, and it is related to this second one, but it's also different enough that I feel that it deserves its own little section as one of the markers of success, or one of the things that I see our most successful coaches doing. And that is that the most successful coaches I truly see out there as graduates of Beautiful You, they are owning who they are. They are believing in themselves. They embrace their quirks, their weirdness, their mistakes, their falls, their desires, their journey. They just believe in themselves and turn up without apology as who they are. In other words, they are doing everything that they possibly can to embrace their uniqueness, their authenticity, and just to show up not as anyone else, but them. They don't want to hide anything. Now, that doesn't mean that they share every single aspect of their life on social media or publicly. That's not what that means, because that's not advised for anybody to do. But they are them, and they're not going to change for anyone. They believe in themselves. They have a natural engagement and uniqueness and authenticity that just clearly shows. And I think you all know what I mean when I say this, because we've seen different people like this or been around their presence where someone is just who they are. They don't need to be anybody other than who they are. And that is so potent. It's so powerful, and it's so people attracting. And anything that is people attracting when you are a coach is client attracting. And this can be in everything from what they wear to how they express themselves verbally to the copy that they use on their website or in captions on social media, all different sorts of things. I see this in the most successful coaches. There is just, I mean, of course, we can never be 100% certain whether anyone is genuinely, fully, really themselves to the best of their ability. But I think you get a feels, you know, you just get this feeling, this knowing when someone really is. And I genuinely believe that that is a contributing factor to the success that someone can experience as a coach. And I see in the coaches that come to mind when I genuinely think about our most successful ones. And this is also known to me and others, I feel, because it's something that they talk about. You know, there are more and more coaches now that are talking about different aspects of their neurodiversity, their gender identification, different experiences that they have had in their life, that they are wanting to talk about those things because that's what feels right for them. And I just love that. And I see that in our most successful coaches. They're embracing those aspects of themselves, their journeys, and they're sharing it in a way that allows other people to see the real them, to relate to them, and maybe even offer them support and inspiration in whatever it is that they're looking to embrace in themselves as well. And these things contribute to business success because they help people to feel seen, to feel comfortable. Somebody really feels like they're getting the realness of someone. And of course, this is all an antidote to, you know, that ridiculous notion that many people may try to peddle, and or we can internalize and believe that to be a really great life coach means that you have to be perfect and that you have to have a great life, you know, all the time, and nothing could ever be wrong, or nothing could ever be bumpy, or nothing could be challenging or difficult or not right in any way, because then, oh, for goodness sake, you know, how could you possibly then help anybody else? Well, that's just unrealistic. It's a perfectionistic rod for all of our backs. And besides that fact, I know now, as somebody that has been in this industry for so long, it's not what people want to work with. They don't want to work with perfection. They don't want to work with people that they can't feel truly and genuinely within themselves, where they might be able to be held in some messiness, some tears, some challenges, and some difficulties. And it's realness, it's genuineness, it's openness, it's humanness that allows us to see that in someone else. And Megan, I said I'd give you a fourth one. And so I hope you don't mind me slipping in an extra one for you here. And that is another thing that I see many successful graduates of the Beautiful You life coaching course do, is they're not doing their business alone. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that they have a virtual assistant or they've got paid support on their team, although many of them, if not all of them, I'm sure, while they might not necessarily have had those things to begin with, likely do now if they're experiencing really significant levels of success. What I'm talking about when I say that they don't do it alone is that they are relationship builders. They are consciously connecting with and building relationships with other coaches, with incredible people in their niche, with people that can support them on their entrepreneurial journey, and also that they can offer support to as well. And this relationship building, this connecting, this, you know, communal and connecting approach to running their coaching business and being a coach, I see time and time again, these are the coaches that get on more podcasts, are invited to be a part of summits, are invited to speak places, connect in with people that can enhance their business in some way, and they can contribute to enhancing someone else's business as well, and so much more. They might be a solo coach in their business, and many coaches are. There's not a lot of coaches that necessarily create businesses with others. That does happen, but most people run their business by themselves with a support team to help them, but they are the face and the brand and the name of their business. But that doesn't mean that they do it entirely alone. They are connecting with others, they are building relationships, they are giving, they are finding ways to be in community and to be connected to many, many other people within their industry, within their area of focus, with other coaches, with other entrepreneurs, and so much more. And I really, really see that as something that the most successful coaches take seriously and do regularly. And I can see that in so many different things that come through in their business all the time. So, Megan, there you have it. I could share more, but those are definitely the four that really, really stand out to me. The most successful coaches that I see that we have ever trained and are graduates of Beautiful You Life Coaching course are devoted to their coaching skills. They have embraced and are embracing self-promotion. They fully own who they are, and they are consciously building relationships with others. These are the things that I see our most incredible graduates do all the time. And so, if you have been listening and sitting here with me on the couch today, I hope that maybe you will be able to take 1, 2, 3, or even all 4 of those things that I have just mentioned and be inspired into thinking how you may be able to use those in your own coaching journey. It doesn't matter whether you haven't trained to become a coach yet, you've just been given 4 incredible things that you can note really seriously as very important things for you to consider to do in the future. Whether you are in the early stages and you've recognized, okay, I might have that one down, but I could give more attention to this one, or whether you're even more advanced and have the potential to go deeper with some of those things that I have just mentioned there. And of course, there is no one path here. There's no one way. There's no one journey. Everyone experiences, feels into, and creates success on their own terms, especially when success means different things to different people. And what may be a marker or a feeling or an embodiment of success for one person is not that important to another. But I have a feeling that for most coaches or coaches to be in the future, if you were to think about devoting some considerable time, effort, and energy to those 4 things that I've spoken about today, that I genuinely can see the most successful coaches have in common, it's going to rub off in some pretty significant and wonderful way for you as well, no matter how you go about it. Thank you so much, everyone, for being with me on the Coach's Couch today. And thank you to Megan for this wonderful, wonderful question. Wishing you your version of success ahead. in your coaching journey. Thank you for being with us.